everybody. I'm Ed Hess from BackCreekDaddy Productions, and we're here with another special guest this month, Roxy Brooks, painter, sketch artist, dressmaker, poem writer, doll maker. She has many talents, but today we're here to focus on her paintings. So, Roxy?
Yes.
How long have you been interested in painting?
Probably since I was old enough to hold a pencil. I always would draw or color, or even when I was in kindergarten, I started doing like my first book with drawings and story and everything.
And it stayed with you?
All my life.
So, what got you started? Did you just started out having fun drawing and coloring and painting? And
Yeah, it was fun, but it was also a learning process. I felt like it was like time for me to get away and relax, and it was also, I look back on it now and I realize that when I was doing it as a child, I was meditating a lot. I didn't really realize that when I was little.
It was a stress relief.
Mm-hmm. Oh, totally. Very much so.
So, have you had anything inspirations, any particular thing or person?
Well, I remember as a child watching old Universal horror movies and watching, particularly I used to like to watch The Wolfman with Lon Chaney Jr. and Claude Rains.
Oh, very cool.
And I used to look at those beautiful scenes where they cut with the foggy trees and Evelyn Anchor's running through the forest, and I thought that was so mysterious and very fairy tale-like, and I always wanted to be able to somehow render that the way I saw it. And so I guess that was one of the things that started me, and I think even from a younger age, even from that, was, of course, Grimm's fairy tales.
So have you shown any of your work or sold any of your work?
I've shown in Charlestown, West Virginia at the old Opera House. I've shown in Shepherdstown, West Virginia at the old Antler Hotel. I've also shown in the Lost Dog Coffee House in Shepherdstown, West Virginia, the old Stanford. Martinsburg, West Virginia, here and there. Particularly right now in Berkeley Springs, West Virginia, in 3 different shops at the Lion's Lair, Portals, and don't forget Sage Moon around the corner. And wonderful little places. You guys go see it.
So these places in Berkeley Springs, people can purchase your paintings?
Oh yes, paintings, prints, cards, a little bit of everything now.
So next time any of you's in Berkeley Springs, look up some of her work. So what are your future plans? To continue painting? Obviously, as much as you like it, you probably will never stop it.
No, right now I'm working on a Beauty and the Beast picture. I'm working on a Japanese snow lady. I'm working on a abstract sunrise with ocean. And I'm also considering making a new version of my Foggy Trees picture. Speaking of foggy trees.
So, Roxy, how can someone, a stranger out there, get to learn more about your work? Is there a way that they can find out more about your work?
Well, I don't have a website right now, but I do have email, which is roxybrooks@yahoo.com. And if you have any questions or you'd like to know more about anything, you can just write me a line.
Have you ever, like, commissioned a painting?
Oh.
That someone specifically wanted?
Sure, several times.
And you're open to that?
Yes, I even painted a garage door one time.
There you go. So can we...
To each his own.
And I know today we're basically talking about your paintings, but what are some of your other interests? I'll mention some at the beginning, but let's hear you.
I love to make dolls. I like to watch old movies, especially Sherlock Holmes, Basil Rathbone movies. I love to sew and make clothes and design clothes, and I love to sometimes sell those on eBay if anybody's interested.
Well, there you go. Now, how would they find your work on eBay?
eBay. Oh, my username is 1969 Big Boy. That's how you look me up on eBay.
There we go. We have lots of ways to find out about Roxy's work. We have lots of ways you can purchase some of her stuff. And if there's something specific you want done, just contact her. And can we see some of your paintings, focus on some of those today?
Sure, absolutely. Come on. Here we have Beck. He is 10 years in the making, and as you can see, he's still being made. Once we're done with this, we're going to wrap him in some crazy air-permeable plastic with all these little doohickeys I've been collecting over the years, and we have some real good ones saved up. This is a painting by my lovely and wonderful friend James Carter. He gave this painting to me several years ago, maybe as many as 10 years ago now. It's been a long, long time, but it's one of my favorites, and you can see why.
So he's a fellow painter.
Oh, absolutely. And he doesn't do much work anymore, but I hope that this will inspire him to see his work again, to get back at it.
That's great. That's great that you're sharing that.
This is my Little Red Riding Hood painting. I believe this one was done in 2006. The model is a lovely friend of mine. Her name is Elisa Ring. And she would come and sit with me at the cabin, and I would do sittings with her.
Now, this is one of my favorites.
Is it? Good. I'm glad you like it. It's one of my favorites, too. And a lot of people really seem to like it.
Yeah, everything about it. The wolf, the way the wolf is, you know, the look on the wolf. And she's looking right out at you with her head turned. It's just a great picture.
Thank you. Thank you. She's scared. And she should be, because she's got really big teeth. And human hands. Ooh, look out. It's really a werewolf picture, of course, like I was saying earlier. A werewolf. These are some examples of my dolls. This is my Mad Cat doll. This is a finished one. This one's mine, actually. This is my little beloved. And this is how they start out. Nice and fat. Mine's a little flat now because I sleep on them sometimes. But I start with the chocolate denim, and then I start painting them. And this one is partially painted. And when it's done, it'll be very similar to what you saw first.
Now, this is an example of some of the things that you sell on eBay.
These are, I believe, going to go on Etsy. And I don't have an Etsy account yet, but that is something that's going to be in my very near future. And hopefully within the next month or so, I'll be on there. But these are some of the paintings that I have in shops right now that are not here to show you, I'm sorry. But this one's called Sage Moon, and this is actually a 24 by 36 painting. And here we have Foggy Green Trees. That one, I believe, is also a 24 by 36. It's a rather large painting. And here we have Little Autumn Tree, and that's a small painting. I love that one. Here's another Foggy Trees. This is Foggy Brown Trees. This went to a very nice client, a very nice gentleman. Beautiful house.
A picture that would fit right in with Lon Chaney.
It sure would. And this one I call Spring Snow No. 2. There was an original version of this that was much snowier. And here we have our beloved Hunter S. Thompson. Woohoo, yeah! Go Hunter! Love you, Hunter, miss you. And here we have Foggy Blue Trees. That also is in a shop right now. That's in the Lions Lair, right on Washington Street. Go and check it out. This is some of my other work. this blue one on top, this is my son's painting he did when he was 4 years old, and I just adore that. And this is one of my more, I suppose, modern art pieces. It's a depiction and a description of the calamity I went through with an episode with a broken neck. And this is another example of my watercolors, and this is more in my fairy tale vein than my other watercolor that I showed you earlier. This is a set of mine I call Autumn 1 and 2. I love this. I had it for show and I had it for sale, and I was so grateful when nobody bought it. I just wanted it so badly, and now it's here in my house over my sofa.
And that's a great place for it. It's a great display for it over the sofa.
Thank you, thank you. I just love it. And when I wake up every morning and I'm starting my day and I'm walking around the house, and when I come into this room, that's the first thing I see, and it's just so bright and cheerful, and it's just so
And I want the audience to know too, Roxy, that some of her paintings she has worked on for years.
Some of them, yes.
And she doesn't just work on one painting at a time, she has many projects going on at the same time.
I think I'm working on actually 7 canvases right now, I think. No, I think I'm working on 6 because one was a commission and that just went out last week.
Wow. So there you have it. She just commissioned a picture. How about this?
That one? Yeah, we could show you that one if you like.
Cameraman, let's check this one out. Let's check this picture here out.
That one is one of the ones I'm working on. That one is going to be a Wendigo in a white elm forest. And she sort of looks like she's coming upon a scene lit by firelight, but I don't know yet. You'll have to wait and see.
Well, I don't think I'm wrong if I mention to the audience that if they want a Gothic picture, you love to do Gothic.
Oh, I do. I love Gothic. I love fairy tale. I love any fantasy landscaping. Just please don't ask me to paint your dog like an angel, because I won't.
There you have it.
Or I will not paint a broken wagon wheel. No. And yeah, and no dogs. Unless, of course, it's like a Hydra and it has a dog's head on it. But that's the only way.
And then this.
Tell
us something about this.
This is an example of some of my watercolors. I had this picture of Marilyn Manson at the cabin several years ago, and I thought it was creepy, and I was like, yeah, I think I want to try to see if I could do that. So I did this, and I don't know, I just kind of liked it, so I kept it. I never tried to sell it or anything. I like that one.
Well, these are all awesome.
Thank you.
These are very awesome paintings. And when we first got here, did you also mention that you made the dress you're wearing?
Yes, I did. I did make this dress.
Just one more of her many talents.
Budgie wear.
So, you sell clothes also?
Yes, I do. On eBay, I do. At 1969 Big Boy, I do sell some of the things I make. And I haven't sold anything yet for some reason. The ladies haven't been buying yet, but they will after they see it on me.
There you go. So, Roxy, we've learned where we can purchase some of your things, mainly Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. And as again, I want to stress, this is local talent, selling things in the local area.
Buy local. And
people can get in touch with you through your email. They can find things to buy on eBay. You can go to these 3 shops in Berkeley Springs to purchase some of her paintings. Or if you want some kind of painting, a special painting, contact Roxy. Tell her what you want. She'll pull off an awesome job. So, there you have it. This is Roxy Brooks. She's also, let me plug a little BackCreekDaddy Productions. She's also one of BackCreekDaddy Productions cast and crew who's been in many of our films. So with that said, this is our March episode of Back Creek Daddy Presents interviews. Everybody, watch and get in touch with Roxy.
BackCreekDaddy Productions.
Thank you.